record because it's time. So we're recording. Okay, this is Mobility Wednesday, and we are going to get warmed up by doing rotationals. Okay, what's a rotational? Well, here's a rotational. Let's start at the top. Drop your chin, turn your chin, and look as far as you can over your shoulder right here. And at the same time, I got my tea towel. Hi, everybody coming in. We're getting started right off with rotationals. This is our warm up for Mobility Wednesdays. I'm going to rotate this way, and I'm going to rotate my chin this way. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to change hands, drop my shoulders, turn, rotate this way, turn, rotate this way. Okay, come back. So I'm going to continue to do this, rotate. Now let me caution you, when you turn like this, you will shift. So we're going to do a lot of rotationals. So I'm going to keep adding them. So I'm working through here, turning my chin. This is the caution. When you guys turn your head, a lot of you tilt your head. Okay, step back. See, I'm going to step out. I'm rotating my hip. I'm rotating my whole leg out to the side. And I'm going opposite. So if it's this leg, it's turning and looking that direction. But don't tilt. That's my caution. So as I do this, I'm keeping my tummy tight. Okay. And I'm rotating my chin. Now you're going to find out when you do this that you are going to be a lot more mobile on one side versus the other. Okay. So sometimes you discover that when you do rotationals, which is what we're doing today. So see, I'm going to turn. Okay. I'm going to tighten. I'm going to drop my shoulders and then act like I'm standing in front of you and my finger is right here on the side of your chin. I'm going to turn that chin as far as I can, but I am not going to tilt it. What do I mean by tilting? I mean, like, people will think they're turning just fine. And what they're doing is this. See, that's a tilt. Now, that has its place in some with some conditions of the neck and the shoulders and all that. But right now, we're just turning out and we're turning our chin right over here. And when you do that, keep your teeth together. Act like I'm pushing you right here on the outside of your chin. And you're going to find that you can turn a lot better toward one side than you can toward the other. This one is my sticking point right here. And it's so weird because this is the shoulder that I have problems with, not over here. So see how it works in side to side oppositions. Now we're going to rotate right here. See that? So when we rotate there, we're going to do a little thing to help ease your elbow. A lot of times an elbow issue will flare up. So I'm going to push my butt back and rotate, and I'm going to rotate my shoulders and come right up here like this and right up here like this. So I'm going to push back. I'm going to keep my elbows soft, and I'm rotating. Then I'm going to reach. Then I'm going to bring it back. Then I'm going to rotate back down. So we're doing a lot of rotations to get warmed up right now, which will help you pinpoint how you're moving. So I'm going to soften my knees, push my butt back, rotate through my hips. I'm going to bring my tea towel right here to my forehead. Then I'm going to stretch out. Then I'm going to bring it back and rotate it down. Do that again. Reach, bring it in and down. Here we go. Rotate, push, and down. So let me just tell you, if I was with you right now, I would just stand over here to the side and I would just run my hand right here, just to make sure that you're not flexing or rounding your back. Not right now. Okay, Now let's bring this leg up and go like that and come back. Okay, so whenever I bring it up and I rotate out, then I come back. What I want you to try to do is to kind of stay firm on your supporting leg. We're only going to do about 3 or 4. See, I'm turning down here with my shoulders. I'm rotating back. Okay, just one more. Here we go. Pull and come back. Okay, so that whole move right now, see how I'm going to go to the side with my hands, but I keep my shoulders down. That's number 1. Number 2, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, if possible, or out through the mouth. As I rotate here, the big mistake people make is they bring their shoulders up. So I'm going to bring my knee in and around and down, and then come back. Okay, I'll do that again. Up, around, and down. We're rotating and we're standing. We're going to do some rotational sitting. But I'll tell you, yes, there's value in sitting for some things. However, when you stand, you start to use a lot more muscles, okay? And so standing and moving into rotationals like we're doing is pretty good start to a warm-up. Now I'm going to do that motion through the shoulders again. I'm going to just lift and I'm going to curl. I'm rotating. Step, step, switch, rotate those shoulders in and back. See how I'm going to rotate back? And you don't come up super, super hard here. You rotate the shoulders, pull and rotate back, and then you bring that heel up. So it's down, around, and back. See that rotation? Big rotations, okay? So the whole time that I'm switching, I'm dropping my shoulders, rotating. My whole foot is open. I'm doing what's called splaying of the toes, opening of the toes. I'm rotating through the shoulders, in, down, back and in. See that? Pull, pull. And you're going to start noticing you're breathing a little deeper. You're getting a little warm. And we didn't go, crazy with our warm up here. We're doing rotationals. Okay, what's some other rotationals that are excellent to do? I want you to use your chair or a wall, okay? Or if you have your bar. Actually, for this one, I like something that's a little more solid, okay? So, see how I pulled my toe up? So now I'm doing a free swing, like a pendulum rotation. There's that word again. And whenever I come up and back, I make sure that I try to keep my toes up. And very good reason for that. If you come back here and you're dropping your toe and you have any kind of joint issues, whether they're replaced, whether you have feet problems or not, wow, if you are pendulum swinging and doing a rotation and you hit something, whoo, or you bring it back here and your foot is dropped and you just hit it on the ground. So I don't want to build up too much tension on one side versus the other. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. And if you need to turn around, if that feels better to you, that's fine. Make sure you clear your pathway, soften your knee, drop your shoulders, bring your toe up. So as you go back as far as you can, make sure that toe is up. My knee is soft so that I'm not over leaning. Okay. And so this kind of a rotational where it's really, and I didn't go very high for a purpose right now for a reason. So you'll see some gymnasts and some track people, track athletes that are big track stars. man, when they're swinging their legs, they can go way up. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to do that nice, free-flowing motion. And it's a motion that we're not used to as we have our birthdays, because we tend to be very measured in our movements. And this is very free swinging. See that? Yeah, okay, bring it in. Take a breath. If you did that one right, you should have felt a lot of pressure through here because it's holding you upright while you're doing that very big motion, all right? So you do a few little movements that we did to just kind of get things going, and then you go into this kind of a free swing, okay? So if you've done it on both sides, then you're gonna step out and you're gonna turn and pivot and you're gonna rotate again. So I'm rotating in a transverse motion. See this? Pivot, that's a rotation on my foot. I'm rotating through my waist, all the way through my upper body. And you just bring your hands like this, just like this. You don't sling them or anything like that. This is a little more controlled, but it's trying to help release the tension in that back, okay? So I pivot one foot, and when you pivot, you're on the ball of the foot on this foot, and then the whole foot is right here, okay? And then you come right back here. Got it? So I don't do this one. I don't do this one in a slinging type of emotion. This is more controlled, okay? So when you're doing this motion, caution to you people out there with hamstrings. This starts innervating and getting into that hamstring, okay? So make sure you're solid down. I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna pivot. I keep one foot from moving. This one's pivoting, and I start getting into the hamstring here. And I take my hands and I just rotate back as if I'm gonna push against a wall here. Then I come back and I turn and act like I'm gonna push behind me. Because if I just push here, then I don't really do my full rotation with my back, okay? So you're sitting into the heels, then you kind of move because you're gonna turn and pivot. You're gonna bring those hands with you and you're gonna act like you're pushing against a wall right there. And you're gonna come back, okay? And you're gonna turn and pivot. You're gonna turn all the way, all the way, all the way. You're gonna push against that wall. Then you're gonna come back. Nice. Now we're gonna do one that you're familiar with, okay? So I'm gonna step wide, all right? What is this? This is a single leg stance. It is nothing more than taking a step like you're gonna walk. So if you forget some of these, go into what you have to do to walk. See this? So the reason I pester you guys about the position of your feet is because this simple act right here, see how I'm rotating my hips and I'm coming forward, and now I'm going to rotate my hands with it, but I'm going to keep them going the same as I did in my feet with a pendulum swing, okay? So I'm going to take a step as if I'm going to walk. I'm going to make sure I'm upright. Don't lean in. That's what we typically want to do. Hold your ground. You're in a split stance or a step in order to walk. And then we're going to rotate through the shoulders. So this rotation is a free swing with the upper body, just like the leg free swing was addressing from the waist down, especially in your back. This one starts going from the waist up, and you're supporting this move with your tummy tight, okay? And we'll just do a pretty good rep here. So after we do maybe 10, 15, even up to 20, okay? Number one, keep your chin tucked. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. Okay? Once you've gotten up to here, don't change your stance. Bring your hands right here and pull them open. See that rotation? That's a very different rotation. So you're going to come right here. You're going to give yourself a hug. And then you're going to open wide. Okay. You're staying in the split stance. So now, right now, some of you have taken your shoulders up. Drop your shoulders. Okie dokie. Keep really tight in your tummy. Open, open, open. So it's a rotation. Now, there are some disciplines, and in some cases, we take this move and we go into a pretty quick motion. See that? So when I go back, I have to keep my elbows down, my shoulders down. And when I come open like this, I want to pull them back until I feel a little stretch right here. Okay, step back, because some of you are getting real tired staying in that step, right? Switch. Okay, now bring the other leg forward. So now we're here in this rotational warm-up move. So this is starting to push us into the next part of the class. Okay, so I want you to really try to see the difference in just putting your hands out here versus pulling the elbow back with a little quickness, so much so that you feel just a little bit of a pull. It's just a quick pull right there, okay? And all is good if you don't do it too hard. There are some people that will just jerk and sling, and that's not what I want you to do. I do want you to take those arms back until you feel a pull right through the chest wall. Yes. So this one has Kay's name all over it. I know she's laughing right now. So when you come up here, Kay, drop those shoulders. Okay. See, nobody else is scrunching their shoulders, only you. Okay, stay in your stance. Bring it open until you feel the stretch. Pull. See, do a quick, gentle pull. Keep your chin tucked. Pull. So it's a little back slap. So instead of a hug, you're just doing a little back slap. See that? And you can change the position of your arms. See, it's just a pull. It's a gentle pull. But make sure your line is good. Breath. 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 And bring it back down. Okay, so we did rotationals in our shoulders. We're going to turn back up. We're going to cross over rotation. We're going to come back up while we're turning the hand and come back up. Turn and come back up. Turn, step, come back up. Turn, step, come back up. Turn, step, come back up. Okay, we're going to continue our rotations as we go into this super duper Wednesday mobility. So what am I going to do? I'm going to turn my chair so that I have the back toward me. Okay. Now I'm going to hang out here with my hands on the chair back. I'm going to step out just a bit, and I'm going to push my rear end back. Drop my elbows, keep my chin tucked, come right back up. Okay, now stay with me with this one. So here I am. I'm going to gently push my hips forward, release any tension in through the rear end, drop your shoulders. This rotation is specifically designed to help mitigate the tightness that we get right here in our hip flexors, okay? So I'm going to push, so I'm going to do a hyperextension, okay? and I'm pushing my hips forward, but I'm not doing too hard. My knees are soft, okay? Use your chair if you need to, or you can do this on the wall. Put your hands on a wall. You can do it on a bed. Then rotate back. And you're gonna rotate down with your knees softened, okay? Your elbows are dropping toward the floor, actually. Then you come back up. See that? I'm pushing up, I'm pushing forward, okay? I'm gonna do it about 3 more times. I'm pushing back, keeping my chin tucked. Then I'm gonna push my hips forward. Big breath. Okay, one more time. 1 or 2 more times. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. This should feel really good. And if you hang out here just for a couple of seconds, right here in this position, oh my goodness, this is going to give you so much relief in your back, because a lot of tightness in the back is due to tight hips, tight structures around your hip. Okay. And when you walk around like this all day, and you're doing this all day, these get tight. Okay, I'm trying to show you the answer to this. I'm working through it with you, okay? It takes a little bit of time, but if you'll just remember, when you're out into this position, your knees are soft. Number 1, chin is tucked, shoulders down. Don't tighten your butt when you're doing this move, okay? Now, once you come out of that, what I want you to do is take one leg, I don't care which, and just put it behind your one of your legs. Okay, so you're standing like this, you have your hands on the chair. See that? Okay. Now you're going to push your hips forward and you're going to straighten those legs. Yeah, you're going to feel all kinds of very different sensations through your hip and leg muscles. Okay, and you're just going to hang out here for a bit. Then you're going to soften your knees, step to neutral plane, take the other leg, go behind, okay, just like that. Okay, now you're going to push your hips forward right here, and you're going to straighten those legs, especially the one that's in the back, the one that's stepped. You're going to keep it very straight. This is going to start going into the groin muscle, which is all part of the structures that tighten up when you have arthritis in your hip. Let's say you have some real issues with your hip, either just clicking or you know, just feeling not good. Okay, once you've done that and you stepped back and you shake out and just kind of step around a little bit. So this one coupled with the hyperextension, this is the hyperextension. Don't tighten your butt. Okay, you do those a couple of times, then you step behind. See, you step totally behind. And I want you to straighten, especially that leg that just stepped behind. You're going to feel it going all the way into your groin right there. And you need to hang out there for a little bit. And if you need to revisit that on both legs, you're going to find one leg is going to be a lot more tight than the other. But if you'll keep that leg that you crossed over straight as you push your hips forward, whoa, does that give relief to that lower back. So nice. Okay, stepping here, I'm going to bring my hand, rotationals. I'm going to bring my hand right over here and just touch my ear. See that? See that? I got my hand right here. I see this move totally misused, slaughtered actually. All I'm going to do is I have my hand here to steady me. I'm going to take my elbow here and try to raise it up. That's all. But do you know what the majority of you are doing right now? You did this, fine. But when you saw me do this, you know what happened? You pushed your hips out and you bent your back And that's not a good thing to do because it can get you in trouble. So here's the thing. I'm trying to stretch you through here, which also attaches down into the back. However, if I go and push this out and I bend like this, that's too much sometimes, okay? So go here. See, I'm touching my ear here, and I've got this to hold me here. My knees are soft. Now I want you to act like somebody's grabbed your elbow and they're reaching they're pulling you up right there. Don't displace your hips is the point. And hang out here for just a few seconds, okay? Take a big breath in through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Yeah, now come right back, okay? Now, if you were somebody that displaced and moved yourself in like this in order to do that move, to get out of it is a huge, huge task for your back. So I'm trying to avoid problems with getting your back out of whack. Okay, so now I've just moved my chair just so you can see me. If you're putting your hand on the bed, just turn around and put the hand on the bed so you know the drill. So I'm right here, right? My elbow's down, my shoulders are down. I'm going to take my elbow over. I'm going to take my hand over my head and I'm going to grab my ear, the top of my ear. Got it? Your knees are soft. Now don't push your hips out. Don't even move your shoulder toward down here. Act like somebody's pulling you up from your elbow. You'll go over just enough. Okay? And oh my goodness, what a great move through here without hurting your back. So again, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, act like somebody's pulling your elbow way up, okay? And then drop it down and drop it down, okay? When you learn how to do that move, oh my goodness, it relieves so much pressure in the back and in the lats. They're called latissimus dorsi. And we use them a lot because we do a lot of lifting. So if you're doing a lot of lifting, you're using your lats. Okay, so I'm going to come here to my little chair. See, I'm going to sit down. Yeah. And I'm going to continue my rotational thing. But now we're going into the whole class. Okay, now I'm sitting on a pillow. If that bothers you, if you're too short for that, don't use it. Or if it bothers you and you like to be down, it's whatever feels fine for you to do. Because what we're going to do is we're going to turn our knee and come in to our midline. See that? See how I'm coming into my midline? Okay, and then I come up. See that? And then I just put my ankle, I turn my foot. I don't know if you can see this. See, I turn my foot, so I'm on the outside of my foot, and I turn my knee out. And just put my hand on here and just push just a little, okay? I'm gonna do that again. So here I am sitting. Keep my tummy tight, breathe. And I'm going to turn the knee toward the midline. And see, my toes are down. So I'm getting just a powerful stretch under my foot because I'm barefooted. Just keep rib cage up. You bring that knee into the midline while you're keeping your ball of your foot down here. And whoa, you don't have pressure on there because you're sitting. And then you bring that back. And then you just take your foot and go onto the outside of your ankle. Open this out and you just put your hand lightly here. You don't force it, but you do put your hand lightly here. Give a tiny bit of pressure. Oh my goodness, right through here and right through here in the lower leg. Yeah. Okay, bring it back. Big deep breaths. Yes. Okay, other leg. See, I'm just sitting here on the seat and I want to turn my knee inside. See, it's turning all the way inside, okay? And it's stretching all the way from the bottom of my foot all the way up into your leg, into your lower back, okay? Keep your rib cage up, keep that knee headed down. Then you're gonna bring it up and you're gonna take the outside of that foot. I'll turn so you can see what I'm doing. You're gonna turn the outside of this foot. You're gonna open this out a little and you're gonna act like you're gonna put the outside of your foot, like your ankle, on the floor. You stay rib cage up and you just give light pressure right here, light pressure. This is my hip replace side. So I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize that. But boy, this is a great move for the whole leg, especially into your ankle and your foot. See this? So I hope you're able to get it turned on its side and like you're trying to touch the floor with your ankle. Okay, it's a great move to do. Okay, let's do that one more time. So here I am, and I'm just going to go and turn. I'm going to stay up with my rib cage, and I'm turning that knee into my midline. My toes are on the floor. I'm putting just gentle pressure and just lean back a little bit. Big rotation here, big rotation, okay? Then you're gonna come back and you think, okay, what do I do? What do I do? You just take and you act like you're gonna put your ankle on the outside down on the floor. And that's enough to start big stretches. Then you put your hand right here and just give gentle pressure, 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 pressure. Okay, good. Then you bring it back. Take a big deep breath. Nice. Okay, now I want you to just kind of act like you're gonna cross your leg. Okay, again, rotationals, right? I don't know what this is if it's not a rotation. Because you are rotating. And then someone, oh, people tell you not to cross your legs. Well, yeah, if you sit on it and cross it for a long time. But it doesn't matter how many times people tell you that, people are going to still cross their legs. And I'll tell you, when somebody crosses their legs, it's not even the crossing of the legs that I have a problem with. It's in the process of crossing your leg. In the process of doing what I just now did. You know what you do? Many, 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 many people, I would say 80%, maybe even more. When you go to lift this leg and to bring it up here, something has to give somewhere. You are either going to round your back or you're going to get a huge stretch. You got to stay rib cage up and you rotate back instead of caving and rolling in. Okay, so I'm doing a series of crossing my legs. Okay, when you put your ankle, and some of you have really hard time moving your leg over here. Okay, so just cross over the shin if you need to. Say rib cage up and just press. See that? And then put it down. Okay, you ready? Here we go. I'm gonna cross. I'm gonna try to get my ankle at least to my knee. I'm gonna say rib cage up. I'm gonna lean back. I'm just gonna place my hand here. I'm not even gonna push because this is my hip replace side. And people that have hips replaced shouldn't push very hard. But you're feeling, I can tell you if you're doing this right, you're feeling some stretches that you haven't felt for a while. Yeah, I know. We need to do this. Take a big breath. Here we go. Rotational back. See, that's my protection. When I rotate back in order to lift and cross. But what do people normally do? They don't do that. They don't do that hip rotation to go back. See how I'm pushing here? You should have all kinds of great stretches going on in your hip. And you're doing this, you're not sitting on it for like minutes. You're doing it for maybe 10 seconds, then you're going to the next one, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So see what I did? I opened and went back, and I engaged my tummy before I pulled the leg up. Okay, so here I go. Open, rib cage up, bring that leg up, and you cross your leg without flexing that back and putting it in a very precarious situation, and you're stretching through the hips. It's great. Okay, so once we've done that, I'm going to come right here and I'm going to scoot myself like I'm going to come off to the edge of my chair. All right, and I'm going to do rotations when I do this. You may be wondering, you may be saying, well, we've done this before. And I'm saying, well, yeah, and we will hit the back of the arms some. But what I'm interested in doing is rotating through the trunk. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here. See that? And then I'm going to come back. And if you need to rest at that point, you can rest. See this? So I have a knee replaced. I have a hip replaced. And in order to do this kind of a motion, I have to be very cognizant of not overdoing on my hips or my knees, but this is a great rotational movement pattern that is going to make you use your upper body. You keep your shoulders down, your hips are up off the chair. You're just going to come here and rotate. See that? You don't rotate by yourself, especially like with one leg is what I mean. By yourself. You put that leg right there and then rotate. Okay, keep your shoulders down, breath. Keep your shoulders down, breath. Keep your shoulders down, breath. See how I'm just doing these rotations? I'm getting that mobility going. See that? Keep your elbows soft, shoulders down. Don't sink on me. Take a big breath. Bring it back. Take a big breath. Bring it back. Take a big breath. Bring it back and come back. You should be screaming right now through here. Yeah. Okay. Bring your hands out. Palms are facing in. Okay. We're going to come down. We're going to turn the thumbs in. So right now, the thumbs are up. Got it? I'm going to lean in. I'm going to turn the thumbs as I rotate my shoulder back. Now, if my chair wasn't in the way, see, I could bring the back part of my hands like they were going to clap on the back part of my hands. But I'm going to rotate back and I'm going to come back. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm basing a lot of mobility moves today on rotations. And when you start getting into rotations that we're doing, you start noticing little things that are going to surface that you're going, oh man, I did not know, that I couldn't do that rotation on this side. You're going to notice that. So here's the deal. See how my shoulders are down? My chin is tucked, tummy is tight, and my hands are together like I'm clapping with a straight arm, okay? Always keep your elbows just a little soft. They're straight, but they're just a little soft. So do this experiment with me. Drop your shoulders, lock your arms out. See, like this? Just lock them. Okay, now soften the elbows. And you'll notice when you soften the elbows, the shoulder naturally seats down. It gets those shoulders down in a more protected position. Okay, so we're going to come back. And as we come back, we're rotating the thumbs inward. See that? Now I'm all the way back here. And I could put my the backs of my hands together, okay? If you can master this move and do it seated, do it when you're walking, do it a couple times, several times in a day. All right, so I'm going to come back, rotate back, and I'm right back here. Okay, so here we go. Shoulders down, elbows are soft, and you're going to rotate toward the middle. And when they come all the way up in the back, try to avoid excessively rounding your shoulders. See, I want your arms up here as far as they can, but if you're doing it by doing this, then no, we need to go back a couple of steps. Okay, drop your shoulders and then bring your hands up as high as you can by contracting through the backs of the arms. Okay, Kathy should know this one very well. And if you have a hard time finding out how to contract your arm muscles, all you got to do is put a ball or a paper wad. Just get a big wadded up piece of paper in your hands. Okay, so I'm right here. This last one. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders. Okay, we're going to come down. As we come down, we're rotating the thumbs inward. Then we're going to go up here as far as we can without doing what? Yes, without excessively rotating your shoulders in, because you're staying with your rib cage up and you're really pulling those triceps to put those hands up as far as they can. You're contracting that tricep back there by squeezing a little bit and then bringing it back down. Yay. Okay, take a big deep breath. We're going to go here. We're going to go into a sit to stand, just like that. And now, if you're at a wall and you prefer working on a wall, great, do that. Or the wall actually would be the easier modality for this next move. If you just have the edge of your bed or your chair, then just go right ahead and do it with your chair. So everybody knows the cross crawl that we do on the floor, correct? So the cross crawl is a cross crawl. See that? And then you come back, okay? Act like this is a wall or do it against your chair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my leg up and I'm going to do a crawl. So I'm going to bring my leg up and the opposite hand of the leg that's up crawls. So see that? And then I'm going to go tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift, and then I'm going to come back and do the crawl. So I'm going to put one leg, I'm going to act like I'm going to put it back, but I don't touch it. So I'm on one leg and I bring the other hand up as if I'm going to crawl. Okay, so the hand that's up should be opposite to the foot that's up. Got it? Then I'm going to go tap, 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 and tap. And then I'm going to come down and I'm going to come down. Okie dokie. Take a big deep breath. So see, I'm in a knee bent, heel down position. Yes. I'm going to go again. I'm going to go up and opposite hand up to the wall. And I'm going to go tap, 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 and tap. Okay. Then I'm going to come back down, and switch. I'm going to go tap, tap, keep my chin tucked, tap, tap, and tap. Okay. So rotate up, 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 out, 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 out. Bring those hands over your head and just kind of rest them on top of your head. Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. And Elbows are forward. You should be seeing both elbows. And you're just pressing into your whole foot with your knees softened. Staying right down there in that position. Take a big deep breath. Just let your hands rest over the top of your head there. Drop your shoulders. Your feet are flat, open. Knees are soft, very bent. And then you're going to come up and you're going to come down and come down. Okay. Now, I'm going to go into the floor today, lay down on the floor and do one of the classic rotations for backs and hips and legs, actually, especially if you're climbing out of a hamstring issue. And I'm going to put my heels on the chair. If you don't want to go down into the floor to do that, you can do this whole thing sitting here, lifting into your hip lift here and then come down. So if you want to just sit in the chair, that's fine. That's up to you. However, I'm going to go ahead and get down into the floor. All right. So I'm right here. I'm going to step down. I'm right here. I'm going to come right here. On the way down, I'm just going to do a rotation. I'm trying to think which way you can see it better. I'll come out here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to come right here. And remember on this one, if you're going to get in the floor, you may have a problem. If you have a significant forward head issue, this may be too thick, but you may want to have something ready to put under your head, okay? So as I'm into the floor, I'm just gonna scoot my butt right to the chair, roll to the side, bring my legs up into the chair, and I'm gonna be right down here. Now, if I had you write out a little promise to me, that if you were doing any kind of sit down activity, like maybe watching TV, I would say, okay, just take 10 to 20 minutes and get in the floor and just drop your shoulders, put your palms up, and just really let your whole spine and hips rest, okay? And I would say, do little tiny presses back and forth. See, I'm going into a press and then back up. It's a great rotation and it gets you started on doing one of the most valuable moves to strengthen your hamstrings and your butt. So here we go. Drop those shoulders again. They keep liking to creep up. So I'm going to press on the whole leg, not just my heels, on the whole leg. And then I'm going to just lift my hips a little and then come back down. Okay, I'm going to work you into this. Okay, here we go. I want to squeeze the butt. I want to drop my shoulders. And I want to lift, 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 lift. Okay, now if you're up there, and you're hanging up here okay, you're doing all right, great. Just stay right there. If you want to do a tiny bit more, only if you want to do a tiny bit more, you just lift one leg, and then you're going to lift the other leg, and then you're going to lift the other leg. See, it's just an alternating. But if that's too much for you, you just hang out here. And then you drop it back down, you release, release, release. Then you do it all over again. Drop your shoulders first. Do a rotation with the spine. Keep your tummy braced. And you're pushing through your whole leg, not just your heel. Okay? That is much more advanced work. Okay? So I'm just starting you with the whole leg on the chair. Release, release, release. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Squeeze in that butt. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hang out up here for count to 10. Okay, and if you want a little bit more push, just bring one leg up, then bring the other leg up, and bring the other leg up. It's up to you, but keep your hips up. Take a breath, squeeze tight, then come down. Okay, that sequence, you should really get to where I'm going to try my best to work you through at least 10 of these. So that was about what, 3 or 4, I think. I know, Kathy knows. Here we go. Up there, hold. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. See, I'm still pushing myself up by pressing into my whole leg. I feel my calf very much on that chair. Drop your shoulders, release your legs. Okay, get ready. Push down into the whole calf and leg and squeeze tight and lift. Breath, lift, breath, hold, breath, and come back down. So don't be in a rush on this, all right? Just don't be in a rush. I'm doing them with you. I think we got like 5 more. Here we go. Up. Breath, hold it up there, hold it up there. Hold it up there. Then don't be in a rush. Come back down, release, move your ankles around, your feet around, take a breath, get ready, push. Up. Breath. Come back down, try to go through the nose, keep your shoulders down. Woo. Move your legs. Okay, ready? Press, squeeze your butt, up. Come on, stay up there. It should be all in through here that you're just screaming right now. Yeah, hang up there. Okay, come back down. Come back down. I think somebody's, oh, that's my dog. Here we go. Press, lift, press, lift, press, lift. Hold it up there. Hold it. Okay, come back down. Okay. I'm just going to do 2 more with you. All right. Just try to do them. Here we go. Push. Here we go. Up. Breath. Hold. Come back down. Move your legs around a little bit. 1 more, and then we're going to bring the knees in. Okay, here we go. Up. Rotate. Get that hip up there. Squeeze. Hang out up here. Hang out. And then come back down. Okay, bring your knees in. Bring one leg up. Rotate that ankle. Everything rotating. When we're in these different positions, you got 1 body part or 2 that are rotating today. Okay, bring that knee down. Come back up. Rotate. Rotate that ankle. Big deep breath. Good. Okay. See how our chair is and see how my knees are right over my belly button? I'm going to take that and go straight out and come up. And I'm going to draw with my heel, rotating my hip just to where my calf hits the chair. Then you bring that knee in, up. Drop your shoulders, breathe in through the nose, draw that line on the wall till you feel it, and then come back in. Switch. Here we go, all the way up. Okay, draw that line on the wall till you feel it. Feel the chair, come back in, up, push. Come back in, up. Draw that line on the wall with your heel and come back in. Okay, stay right there and just take your leg right out to where you just marked and then come back. But here's what you must do when you're doing this move. You must keep one knee always over at the level of, if you drop the plumb line, it would hit right at your abdomen. See that? So I'm gonna go right out here. I'm gonna hold it out there. My tummy's working. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and bring it in. Now you're going to take and rotate one leg to the side. Okay. Once it's down there and you're helping it, especially if you have a hip replaced, then you curl the other one. You fold the other one right into the leg that's down. Then you come up and you come up. Okay. Bring your hand out to the side. Help it down to the side. You rotate, rotate. Then you're going to come up and up. Then you go rotate, rotate. Come all the way down. Come down. Take a big breath. Pull up with one leg, then the other leg. Then you come down. And you come down. Then you come up and up. So this is a nut. I call it the wave. Some people, it's too much for you to do both legs at the same time. So always do one leg at a time until you see and you're familiar with the motion and you know that your back can handle it, your hips can handle it, and then you're back up. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Now I'm keeping my hand out here so I get another stretch all the way through that chest wall. Then I come up and up. And I come down and down, and a huge stretch right there. Big breath, big breath, big breath, and come back. And then I'm gonna roll to the side, roll, roll. So I'm gonna be right here on my side, just like that. I'm gonna go to my hands and knees. Get yourself equalized just a little bit. Turn those toes out. Push back, equalize right there, and then come up slowly. Come up slowly. How's everybody doing? Come up slowly as you're coming out of that. Give yourself time to equalize. Roll to the side, roll to the side. Okay. Good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and push our recording off.